Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, sir.
Good morning, students.
Morning, sir.
How are you today?
Fine, sir. And sir?
I am fine, thank you. So how many students? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 students. Before how many students? Unisari. Are you there, Unisari?
There, sir.
Aulia Rahman. Aulia Rahman, are you there? No. Aulia Rahman is not here. He signed in, but then he left. Monica. Monica.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Anissa Pratiwi.
Yes,
Anis.
sir.
Okay. Rahmat Kurnia Nasution. Where is Rahmat Kurnia? Can you turn on your mobile or your microphone? Siska Rahmawati.
There, sir.
Okay. Right, so let's start by reciting Al-Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so today, today we're going to repeat once again the previous topic that we studied before, but again we have to talk about it again. But at this time we will focus on answering the question. Okay, so what is the topic? The topic is about hortatory exposition. I hope you still remember. Do you still remember about this topic? No. Okay. We studied this one before in the first semester. Okay, before going further, the objective of our topic of our class today, our lesson today is identify a social function and language features of the text and understand the specific information and general information presented in the text, and then conclude the information described on the text. And then the last but not the least, to create and write a hortatory exposition text. So those are the objective of our learning today. Okay, so let's review once again. I'd like to refresh your mind again, the definition of hortatory exposition. So this text belongs to argumentative text. So it represents the author's attempt to influence the reader to do something or act in a particular way. So when we are talking about hortatory exposition, it means the writer or the text represent the author's writer's attempt to influence the reader to do something or act in particular way. Yeah, this text persuade or influence the reader to do something or act in particular way, like the author's attempt, yeah, or like the authors or the writers want you to do. Do you understand? Okay, in hortatory exposition text, authors give some opinion about certain things to reinforce the main idea of the text. So the writers or the authors try to give some opinion about certain things and convince or influence the reader to do or to act in particular way. Yeah. So this is the definition of hortatory exposition. Or if you can conclude once again, hortatory exposition is a text which represent the attempt. The attempt is means like the usaha, yeah, the effort, yeah, represent the attempt of the writer to have the addressee or the reader do something or act in certain way. The writer or the author want you as a reader to do or to act in certain way. Okay, so this is definition. The purpose, so you have to remember the purpose of the hortatory exposition. It is used to persuade the reader. Persuade, the meaning is convince, membujuk, ya. Persuade the reader or listener that something should or should not be case or be done. Something or should not be case or should be done. That is the purpose. So again, convince, ya, persuade or to convince the reader. Okay, the generic structure, thesis, argument, and recommendation. So you're gonna start when writing the hortatory exposition. You're gonna start with thesis, argument, and recommendation. The writer, what is when writing the thesis? What should write there? The writer point of view about the topic discussed. So we're gonna start with the writer point of view about the topic, and then the argument. What should you write in the argument? It is a series of arguments which strengthen the thesis stated before. You have written the thesis at the beginning, and then the thesis need to be strengthened, need the evidence or a proof or data. So it's in the argument, and this argument strengthen the thesis stated in the beginning. Ya, strengthen mean is menguatkan. So the argument, your thesis or your introduction must be strengthened by the argument, or the reader will be influenced or will be more convinced when you see the arguments, when you show them the arguments. Okay, and then the last, it's recommendation. What is should write in recommendation? The writer give recommendation to the reader. Yeah, it's just like a recommendation. What do you recommend? Yeah, so then you recommend the writer to do this or to do that, or should not do this or should not do that. So that's recommendation. So there are 3 steps in writing: thesis, arguments, and recommendation. Characteristic, and then okay, so this is the most important thing too. It contains recommendation that begin, yeah, when we are writing the recommendation, normally it begins with "in my opinion" or "it's better." That is in recommended in the last paragraph. And I think that you should blah 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 blah, and I think it should be blah 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 blah. Yeah, and for this reason, blah, 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 that smoking should be banned. For example, smoking is not good, or people should not smoke in the public places. So that we can say, for this reason, we should ban, or we should not smoke in the public. Or I think smoking in the public should be banned, blah, blah, blah. Or I think smoking should or you should, I think you should smoke, you should stop smoking. Yeah, in my opinion, it's better. What's better than smoking? Yeah, it's better to save money than spending or wasting money on smoking. So normally it will be in the recommendation. Yeah, you're gonna finish, you close your recommendation, or you're writing your hortatory with this expression. Okay, so this is an example of why people should exercise. So this is an example of hortatory exposition. So in the first paragraph, it's a thesis, and then the thesis is strengthened by the argument 1, and then argument 2, and then argument 3, and the text is closed by recommendation. So what is this recommendation here? Doing exercise is very important to any person of any age. The positive effect of exercising, which I have already mentioned, are like a chain. Once you do sport activity that you like, you get organized. Therefore, you start doing things the right way and get enormous benefit, which make you feel good as the whole human being. So you start living your life happily, right? So this is an example of hortatory exposition. Okay, we talked about this already in the last semester, so we're gonna skip this. We will not talk more about this, so we're gonna step to the next. So we'll discuss a question. Okay, so this is an example of the text, and then we got a question here too. So I want you to share your idea here. Okay, now let's start with number one. What is the title of this text? Okay, you have time to read for 1 minute. So I'd like to invite one of you to read. Who will read? Who will read the text? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who will read the text? Please read the text. Monica?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Government should not raise fuel price to solve
Fuel.
fuel price to solve the problem of economic issues. People were affected severely with the high fuel price like
fuel price
last year. Obviously, they cut here spending. As an example, they had to buy lower quality of rice or palm oil. There were also fewer buyers of secondary commodities like flour or canned meat or fish.
Can't meat or fish.
Canned
Okay.
meat
Stop.
or fish.
Okay, thank you. And then Anissa Pratiwi, please continue the next paragraph. Anissa,
Furthermore, the condition.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Furthermore, the condition of low-income family will become even worse because their expenses will increase while their salaries will not. Many companies will trim the number of employees because they are incapable of managing buying or selling price, standard wage, and
Wages.
personal affairs.
All right, thank you. So next is Aulia Rahman, are you there? No. Siska Rahmawati, are you there, Siska? Siska is not there. Rahmat Kurnia, ini Rahmat kemana ini? Oh, nggak ada suaranya. Okay, back to Monica again. Yes, Monica, continue.
Finally, government should not raise fuel price to overcome economic problem, but the solution should be struck by tapping into the nation's own potential and
utilizing it to enhance
productivity to its maximum.
Okay, right. So okay, now you find the answer of this question. The title of the text is, okay, now let me read the text. Yeah, government should not raise fuel price to solve the problem of economic issues. What is the meaning of this? Jadi pemerintah harusnya tidak menaikkan harga bahan bakar. Fuel is, what is it? Fuel is bahan bakar, ya, harga bahan bakar. To solve the problem of economic issue. What does it mean to solve? Untuk memecahkan masalah ekonomi, ya. To solve the problem of economic issue, memecahkan masalah untuk permasalahan ekonomi. Ya, people were affected severely with the high fuel price like last year. Ya, tentunya people were affected, ya, yang banyak orang itu terpengaruh, mendapatkan dampak, ya, dampaknya. Ya, ini berdampak kepada orang-orang, ya, secara severely, sangat ekstrim, ya, sangat parah, ya, dengan naiknya harga minyak seperti tahun kemarin, fuel price, ya, harga minyak, ya. Obviously, what does it mean obviously? Ya, jelas ya, obviously jelas they cut their spending ya, tentunya mereka juga memotong ya pengeluaran mereka. As an example, contohnya they had to buy lower quality of rice or palm oil ya. Mereka juga contohnya itu bagaimana? Mereka membeli beras yang harga kualitasnya itu lebih rendah atau harga minyak yang lebih rendah juga, ya, minyak goreng yang lebih rendah kualitasnya. There were also fewer buyers of secondary commodities like flour, canned meat, or fish. Dan ada juga banyak juga semakin sedikit pembeli untuk kepentingan komoditas-komoditas secondary seperti tepung atau daging atau apa namanya kalengan atau ikan kalengan. So this is in the first paragraph. So what is the thesis here? The thesis here, apa ini tesisnya di sini? Yang mana? Which is the thesis of this text? Tesisnya yang mana ini? The first paragraph. The first paragraph we call the thesis. Ya. Apa yang dibicarakan? What does the thesis talk about? Apa yang dibicarakan dalam tesis ini?
Tentang kondisi keluarga, Sir.
Tentang apa?
Kondisi.
Sebenarnya ini nih yang depan ya. Dampak problematika dalam masalah ekonomi akibat naiknya harga minyak. Ya. Oke, and then the second paragraph is arguments ya. Furthermore, ini menguatkan the thesis ya. Furthermore, lebih dari itu, the condition of low income family will become even worse because their expenses will increase while their salaries will not. Ya, kondisi keluarga yang dengan pendapatan yang rendah itu will become even akan menjadi lebih parah, lebih buruk ya. Kenapa? Karena their expenses pengeluaran mereka meningkat sedangkan gaji mereka, pendapatan mereka nggak meningkat ya. Otomatis ya, pengeluaran expenses ini pengeluaran ya. Expenses meningkat sedangkan pendapatannya nggak meningkat, salariesnya meningkat. Nah, many companies will have to trim the number of employees dan juga banyak perusahaan-perusahaan yang harus mengurangi jumlah tenaga kerjanya. Employees itu apa? Employees, what is it employees? Tenaga kerja. Because they are incapable. Apa arti incapable? Nggak sanggup, ya, nggak mampu. Ya, they are incapable of managing. Jadi mereka nggak, karena kenapa mereka memotong tenaga kerja mereka? Karena mereka nggak mampu lagi memanage ya, atau membeli atau menjual harga dengan standar salary atau personal affairs dengan urusan-urusan perseorangan ya, nggak mampu lagi ya, makanya banyak ada pemotongan tenaga karyawan ya. Finally, so the last paragraph, it's called a recommendation. Finally, government should not. Nah, tadi kan sudah, so we were talking, when we are talking about recommendation, nah ada juga ada beberapa expression you can use for to close your writing for hortatory exposition, especially in the recommendation. Kita bisa menggunakan should ya. Government should not raise fuel price to overcome economic problem, but the solution should be sought by tapping into the nation's own potential and utilizing it to enhance productivity and its maximum. Jadi harusnya bukan pemerintah tidak menaikkan ya harga minyak untuk mengatasi problem ekonomi, tapi solusinya adalah dengan apa namanya meningkatkan potensi negara ya, dan membekalinya untuk meningkatkan produktivitasnya secara maksimum, harusnya seperti itu ya, bukan menaikkan harga minyak tapi meningkatkan produktivitas secara maksimum. So that is the okay. Now the first question, so can you find the answer here? The title of the text is, what is the title of the text?
B, sir, B.
What is that? B, is that right? Yeah. How do you come with this answer? Kenapa bisa menjawab B?
Because sir, the paragraph 1, sir.
Oke. Nah, biasanya juga kita melihat, so normally we can find the answer in the first paragraph, ya. Title, biasanya title itu kalau kalian ingin memulai title, nggak usah kalian kemana-mana bacanya. You don't need to go too far to read until the end. To answer, what is the title of the text? Kamu lihat aja depannya biasanya di tesisnya, ya. Apa sih yang dibicarakan? The government should not raise the fuel price to solve the problem of economic issues. Jadi dia itu tentang, ya, kuncinya adalah the keyword is to raise the fuel price, menaikkan harga minyak, ya. Ini kata kuncinya, menaikkan harga minyak. Kemudian barulah kalian bisa, kalau paragraf keduanya apa? Oh, ini efeknya daripada menaiknya harga minyak, ya. So, jadi kalian bisa menemukan, kemudian kalian bisa menemukan the title of the text is, ya, bisa dilihat tadi di paragraf pertama, kemudian dikuatkan di paragraf kedua. Nah, lebih cepat. Jadi nggak usah kalian membaca sampai akhir jadinya, ya. The title of the text is the price of secondary commodities. Di paragraf pertama ada nggak the price of the secondary commodities? Ada nggak?
Enggak, sir.
Nggak ada. Berarti A sudah nggak pas, sudah salah, ya kan? Kalau kita C, lihat condition of low income family. Di paragraf pertama ada membicarakan
No,
condition
sir.
of low income family?
No,
Nggak ada,
sir.
ya? Nggak ada, ya. D, the increasing of fuel price. Ada nggak di paragraf pertama? Ada, ya. Ada.
sir.
Raising dan increasing ini ada. Ya. Raising and increasing ini ada, ya. The increasing of fuel price. Meningkatnya harga minyak atau harga bahan bakar. Nah, untuk tahunya itu, apakah ini D apa B? Nah, ternyata di B, di paragraf kedua, dia tidak membicarakan gimana proses daripada kenaikan itu, ya. Kalau kita membicarakan di increasing of fuel price, berarti di sini akan membahas tentang increasing, jadi proses daripada kenaikan bahan bakar itu. Kenapa naik bahan bakar itu, ya. Tapi di sini tidak membicarakan itu. Tapi di sini membicarakan efek daripada kenaikan. Nah, D berarti salah. Nah, E, economic problem, masalah perekonomian. Nah, masalah perekonomian itu banyak, ya, ini terlalu umum. Masalah ekonomi terlalu umum, jadi kurang spesifik. Ya, that's correct. Jadi yang jawaban yang benar adalah the effect of increasing fuel price. The effect of increasing fuel price. Nah, kadang-kadang kalian juga harus hati-hati. Di sini dia menggunakan increasing, tapi di sini dia menggunakan raising. Jadi sinonim, ya. Nah, itu juga kalian harus hati-hati. Raising and increasing ternyata sama artinya, meningkatkan, naiknya. Naik, ya. Oke. Jadi begitu caranya untuk mencari judul daripada satu tema atau wacana itu, kalian lihat dulu di paragraf pertama itu. Paragraf pertama itu kan tesis. Satu topik itu diangkat dari paragraf pertama. Sedangkan yang lain-lain ini adalah mendukung dan menguatkan. Dan kalian cari keyword. What is the keyword? Nah, keywordnya ini, fuel price, raising of fuel price. Ya. Kemudian paragraf kedua itu bisa kalian baca apa tentang apa paragraf kedua? Oh, tentang menguatkan daripada paragraf pertama. Dia berupa efek daripada keyword tadi. Right, so itu caranya untuk menjawab. And then the next question. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the next is, what is the main idea of the last paragraph? Coba cari, apa ini? What is the main idea of the last paragraph? Mana last paragraphnya? Nih, finally. Ya, untuk mencari kata, apa namanya, ide pokok pikiran utama itu dari mana? Bisa dari awal, bisa juga di akhir, atau bisa dengan campuran dia, ya. Ini kira-kira di awal atau di depan atau di akhir? What is the main idea of the last paragraph?
A, sir. A, sir.
Okay, is it A? Ya, the correct answer is A. Ya, ini lebih mencakup ya. The government should enhance productivity to solve incoming problem. Yeah, so where do you find it? In the first, at the beginning of the paragraph or in the last of the paragraph?
The last of paragraph, sir.
The last paragraph. Yeah, okay, that's correct. Yeah. Okay, so next. Any problem? Ada pertanyaan? Nah, okay, then. Okay, berikutnya ini. Do you still have time or not? I don't know. Okay, can you make it? I will read and then you try to understand what is the main idea of paragraph 3, which is the paragraph 3. This is paragraph 3. Kids will always seek thrills and excitement. They need to practice their 140s, 360s, and all is free from restriction. We must build skate parks in the suburbs so that streets are safe for small children and senior citizens, and skaters have spaces where they can race, chase, speed, and soar toward the sun. So what is the main idea of the paragraph 3? Sorry, I made a mistake. Which is the paragraph 3? 1, 2, and 3. Skateboarding is a serious sport that improves young people's health. Ini ya, paragraph 3-nya ya. Ini paragraph 3 ya. Skateboarding is a serious sport that improves young people's health. It increases fitness, improves balance, and strengthens the joints in knees and ankles. Although it appears to be a solo sport, when group practice together and compete to perform stunt or runs, they form firm friendship. Okay, that is the paragraph. Jadi, what is the main idea of the paragraph 3? What do you think?
D, sir.
D, the skateboarding is a serious sport, is it?
Yes, sir, I think.
Okay, let's talk about, what about A? There is no safe place for skateboarders. Is it right or not?
No, sir.
No, jadi dia tidak mewakili ya, tidak ada tempat yang aman untuk skateboarder, para peselancar itu. Ya, ada nggak disebut yang A ini di paragraf ketiga?
Nggak ada, sir.
Nggak ada? Nggak ada ya. Sebenarnya ada tersirat tapi ya, tapi dia tersirat. Nih, skateboarding is improve and strength and joints. Although it appears to be solo sport, when group practice together, compete, perform, stunt. Oh ya, nggak ada ya, nggak ada. B, kids seek an excitement in skate. Anak-anak itu mencari kesenangan dalam berskateboard. Ada nggak?
No, sir.
Nggak ada. Oke. Nama C, the goodness of skateboarding.
No, sir.
Kebaikan, keuntungan daripada olahraga skateboard. Ada nggak? Apakah di sini membicarakan dengan kebaikan atau keuntungan?
Yes, sir. Maybe.
Oke, ada keuntungannya ya. D. Kalau E, how to prevent overweight by skateboarding. Bagaimana mencegah kelebihan berat badan dengan skateboarding. Jadi dari sini yang mana? Skateboarding is a serious sport. Skateboarding adalah olahraga yang serius. Nah, kira-kira apa yang mana ini? A, B, C, D, or E? Kalau yang D, kira-kira the skateboarding is a serious sport. Is it okay? Ada di sini disebut, tapi tidak mewakili, cuma di awal aja mukodimah aja. Sebenarnya poinnya di sini, skateboarding is a sport that. Nah, skateboarding itu adalah olahraga yang serius yang meningkatkan atau meningkatkan kesehatan orang-orang muda, anak-anak muda, meningkatkan fitness, meningkatkan keseimbangan, memperkuat tulang, lutut, dan ankles. Meskipun nampak itu adalah olahraga sendiri, olahraga solo, tapi when group practice together and compete to perform stunt or runs, they form firm friendship. Tapi itu juga bisa memperkuat pertemanan kalau mereka dilakukan bareng-bareng. Nah, kira-kira itu membahas tentang apa dia ini? What is it talking about?
C, sir. C.
Apakah dia
The good-
D, skateboarding is a sport?
No, sir.
C,
The good.
sir.
No, ya,
The
skateboard
goodness.
ini cuma penggalan, cuma apa namanya sebagai subjek saja, tapi bukan topiknya ya. Ya, jadi yang jawabannya adalah
C, sir.
C, the
Sir.
goodness of skateboarding. Jadi dampak positif atau kebaikan-kebaikan daripada berskateboard. Ya, okay. Correct. So the question answer is C. The next question is, the writer purpose in writing the text is, what is the writer's purpose in writing the text? What do you think? Nah, kalau misalkan kalian tahu what kind of text is this? Teksnya, oh kalau kalian tahu this is kind of hortatory exposition. Jadi kalian bisa langsung untuk writer purpose of writing this text, kalian langsung you connect it to the social function or the purpose of writing this text. What is this text? This text is hortatory exposition. So when talking about the purpose of writing this text, coba kalian hubungkan dengan the purpose, the social function or the purpose of writing the text of hortatory exposition. Tadi apa? Tujuan penulisan daripada the social function of hortatory exposition. What is it? Apa kira-kira? Apa tadi? Tujuan penulisan daripada hortatory exposition. Ingat nggak? Apa tadi?
Itu sir tentang positif yang tentang bermain skateboard sir.
No. Maksudnya apa? Masih ingat ke kalian? What is the purpose of writing hortatory exposition? Apa tujuan penulisan daripada hortatory?
Untuk membujuk pembaca, sir.
That's right, ya, untuk membujuk, meyakinkan, membujuk ini ya. It's used to persuade readers or listeners something should or should not be case or be done, ya. Itu untuk membujuk membaca atau pendengar bahwa sesuatu itu harus atau tidak seharusnya menjadi satu kasus atau dilakukan. Nggak harusnya dilakukan atau harus dilakukan. Atau tidak sesuatu itu harusnya begini. Ya, that is the purpose of writing. Ya, what is that the purpose? Persuade or convince. Ya, membujuk atau meyakinkan orang ya. Okay, now we go back to the question. Let's go back to the question. Nah, sekarang which is the, jadi kalian kalau if you are answering this kind of question, kembalikan dia kepada the purpose of writing hortatory. Yeah, what is the purpose? Can you find the purpose of writing hortatory here?
Sir.
A, B, C, D, E. Yang mana kira-kira?
I, sir.
Hah?
I.
I, menginformasikan. Is it? Apakah dia hortatory menginformasikan? Kembalikan dia kepada tujuan daripada penulisan hortatory. The purpose of writing hortatory, like I show you before. Apa tujuan penulisannya? Membujuk. Tadi kan membujuk.
Sir.
Hah? Membujuk orang, ya kan? Ya, membujuk orang untuk melakukan sesuatu atau untuk tidak melakukan sesuatu. Atau sesuatu itu tidak harusnya seperti ini. Atau sesuatu itu harusnya seperti ini. Sesuai dengan writers opinion views ya. Nah, kira-kira yang A, B, C, D ini yang mana yang bersifat membujuk coba?
A, sir, to invite.
E itu kan untuk mengundang, mengajak orang to skate in the park. Apakah dia ini mengajak orang untuk berselancar, anak-anak muda untuk berselancar di situ? Di taman. Kalian nggak usah banyak baca dari sini aja udah ketahuan. To invite, no, it's not to invite. Invitation kalau to invite. Or advertisement to invite people to buy. B, coba lihat B. What does it mean B? Membujuk, meyakinkan. Jadi sudah jelas-jelas di sini, that is obviously the answer. The answer is obvious. Jadi jelas ini sudah kelihatan jawabannya adalah convince. Membujuk. Membujuk itu bisa persuade, bisa convince, meyakinkan orang atau membujuk orang ya. It can be convince or persuade people. Ya, convince the reader that they need a safe place for skaters to skate. Ya. Kalau C provoke memprovokasi enggak, D mempromosikan writer bisnis enggak, itu iklan ya. To inform parents about goodness of skateboarding enggak ya. Jadi yang di sini adalah yang mana jawabannya?
B, sir. To convince.
B ya, to convince. Convince ya. Jadi ingat, ketika kalian membaca, when you are reading a text, so you know the kind of the text. For example, like narrative text. What is the purpose of writing this text? Kalau naratif apa? The purpose of writing the text apa coba? Kalau naratif text. To entertain or to amuse people with the story. Ya. Kalau descriptive text, to describe. Kalau dari konteks, to retell, menceritakan kembali pengalamannya atau recall, mengingat ya. Ingat-ingat apa yang dilakukannya sebelumnya. Ya, oke. Kalau dia procedure text,
Langkah-langkah, sir.
ya, to tell people how to do this, ya. To tell people how to do this or how to do something. Ya, kalian bisa lihat dari situ aja, nggak usah bingung-bingung. Oh, di sini dia berarti sini adalah convince, meyakinkan orang untuk melakukan sesuatu. Okay, so this is the end of our lesson. I hope you understand. So that is very easy actually if you know how to answer the question. All right, so thank you very much for joining our class today. If you have a question, feel free to ask. So thank you Anissa Fit Pratiwi, Monica Mahilda, Siska, are you there? No.
There, sir. Me, sir.
Oh, okay. So Aulia is not there ya. Rahmat Kurnia also not there. Ini Rahmat Kurnia cuma numpang aja nih ya. Tadi saya lihat ada Unisari. Unisarinya kemana hilang?
Left, sir.
Hah?
Unisari left.
She left. So cuma ada Pak Anissa Pratiwi, Monica, dan Siska. 3 orang yang aktif. 2 orang nggak aktif. Aulia sama Rahmat. Ya, mungkin lagi masak ya. Atau tidur jangan orang-orang. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining and have a nice day. We close by reciting Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.